Men who seek out tradwives are no different from men who purchase. What is a man gaining whenever he has this tradwife? He is gaining somebody who is going to tend to the house and who also will be his personal buddy whenever he wants to have sex with her. In exchange, she is being compensated through housing, through whatever allowances this man gives her, and through whatever activities, dates, etc. that they go on together. Instead of pursuing an education or career, this woman has decided to give up her body to this man in exchange for whatever he can provide for her. And these men who purchase their wives, they are expecting their wives to never say no, to always submit to them, and to regard them as the head of the household. And the fact that marital rape is so common and normalized really just shows that men are not in these marriages for love. They're in it because they view women's bodies as something that they get to own.
So this is both the sound and look of a woman who took too many feminist studies classes and her brain is just fried, right? It's sad. She's young and she's completely fried. It's like she had that one professor and she ate and swallowed everything that was said. And it's so sad in so many ways. So let's just take some of this on, because of course she's bothered by guys who want a traditional woman. Right? They hate these tradwives because tradwives are, first of all, they loathe happy tradwives. These very unhappy, career-driven, feminist women loathe happy tradwives because it bothers them that you chose as a tradwife potentially a path that was more traditional and feminine and didn't do all of this stuff that masculinized you, and that you found happiness in that. So they feel compelled to do the masculine path because society, feminist studies, whoever told them to do it, and they're festering on the inside. Really, does she look happy to you? They're festering, and then they look over at this woman baking a pie on a Saturday afternoon in her house and just not having a lot else to worry about other than her home, and she doesn't have to worry about, paying the rent or paying the mortgage or whatever. And it twists them. You shouldn't be happy. You're a slave. You're enslaved by your husband. And these women don't feel that way. And they're like, no, actually, this is the life I chose. No, you didn't choose it. You got trapped, right? Because they can't rationalize that woman. They can't accept it. They can't accept that woman would be happy, because that would force them to acknowledge that they were sold a bag of shit and now they're miserable, right? And it's hard to reverse, right? Once you've been indoctrinated like that, I'm not saying it can't be reversed, but it's really hard because it's years and years and years of hearing the same crap. So again, what do these guys want? They want a traditional woman, right? A lot of these trad wives, and I hate that term. What does that even mean? But they're choosing that life. In fact, the vast majority of them are saying, I don't want to work. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go work for a boss that doesn't give a lick about me. I'd rather, have my work, so to speak, be in my home for a husband and a child or children, people who love and honor and respect what I'm doing. And I don't want to go to work. They don't want to do it. Right. And heaven forbid they found men who say, you don't have to do it. Cool. This works for me. I'll go out and do that and you do this and we make a great team. It's all kind of just an effort to wreck these traditional gender roles. Because really, if you wreck traditional gender roles, it's a breakdown of the whole family, right? You wreck what makes a man and a woman. You wreck the fact that they're different. That whole talking point that of men and women being different gets trashed. Now it's just this blurry whatever. And everyone's masculinized, feminized in a weird way. And it really prevents the union from being a proper union. And then when you destroy the family, you destroy the society, you destroy cities, you destroy cultures. It's morally debased stuff that happens. So this is a very big conversation about why, we talk about gender studies and feminist studies classes, and it's not just about them spouting stuff for the sake of it. They want to wreck the traditional family. They don't like that stuff. They don't like, conservative values or traditional values or whatever you want to call them. That's offensive to them and deeply threatening to them. Even just head of household. They treat it like it's this man who's going to be stern and mean and want to hurt you and get in line, like an authority figure, that you're afraid of, the great and powerful Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. They interpret that as that, when really what it just is it's a man who's married to a woman and, takes care of her and loves her and, works really hard and is in a position of authority in the house and feels that the decisions he's making are the best for the family and does it out of love and respect and everyone's respected and everyone's loved and everyone's kept safe. And that is what it is. And I'm not saying it's for everybody, right? Some guys may not want that. Some women may not want, that's fine. But the bashing of it is what needs to be addressed, because it's being bashed because they're afraid that this new way of living, they have the revival of the tradwife. They're worried that this is going to spread, and heaven forbid, feminism will be trashed and exposed for what it is, which is a cancer to women and to society at large.